Only Murders in the Building delivered us a very crafty, artistic, fun episode. And I think we're getting a lot of interesting details, including a callback all the way to linking back to Season 1. Let's talk about Episode 6 of Only Murders in the Building Season 4 and how, just simply put, unique it was for this show. That's right, Season 4, Episode 6 was filmed like a documentary the whole entire way through, as we dive deep into the brother-sisters and all their connections to both the Only Murders trio, the building of the Arconian, and kind of maybe why they're on this gig and why they may be suspects. And boy, was this episode giving us a ton of just overall surprises. From the artistic, very fun style of all different camera angles that we see, whether it be Oliver's room, whether it be places in the Arconian, just all around this, the filming that is taking place. This episode feels fresh, feels very prime for an episode that's going to be meant for the Emmys next year, for a potential award consideration type, show. And I gotta say, it worked heavily on me. I love the editing style. I love the kind of found footage style. It really grounded this episode a lot more and felt it feel almost more real. It was kind of a fun commentary with the brother-sisters on how sometimes, found footage, documentaries are just documentaries on people who are suspects and killers, kind of are. And the fact from the beginning they're letting you think that, one of the brother-sisters in the orange jumpsuit, the one that we think might have actually fired the gunshot, is being, potentially detained giving this interview, and slowly realizing that's not the case. This is their own entire documentary angle, and showing that she was accused of doing X, Y, and Z, but she was innocent. And it was a really fun way to shoot it. I think it really brought out just good elements per se, whether it be Howard, the camera person, or trio all the way through. I thought Kumail was funny in it when he was like, yes, I'm always bad at these type of things because I always look at the camera. And just the overall just tone of the episode, I just thought was very well done. It felt like, they were being shot, so they acted sometimes more to camera than they're used to. So that it just felt very grounded, felt very real, and just really, I thought, brought out comedy bits and overall just excitement from me this whole episode. It was very different, and it was very fun. Now, do I have some complaints maybe towards the end a little bit? I think things rounded off a bit. But overall, this was an incredible episode of Only Murders in the Building, and just from the episode alone and all the things that happened, whether it be confronting the brother-sisters, whether it be them pacing back and forth in Oliver's apartment, Oliver's interaction with Loretta, the failed drone attempt, the detective coming in once again and delivering non-stop great lines, I thought was hilarious, as well as the revelation at the end that this person is watching them with their own cameras, with Saz's phone, and more, as well as the revelation that Dudinoff is potentially dead. Put some pins on some of that, but we got a crazy thing to talk about, because all the way back in Season 1, there was a note that was given to them saying, "Stop your podcast or I will end you. I'm watching you." That felt eerily similar to the "I'm watching you" texts that we had tonight, all sent to Mabel, Charles, and Oliver. And it makes you wonder, we all thought that maybe that, message that was sent in Season 1 was from Jan. Jan, who is out from prison, by the way. She could still be a suspect overall. I don't know if she is. I don't think she would kill Saz, but who knows if Dudinoff is somebody that got killed by Jan 3 years ago. That's always a possibility. But could this new potential killer be loose in the scenario? this episode really brought a wide range of options back open. I don't think the brother-sisters are cleared. Definitely learning that Dudanoff was a, professor of cinema and arts and stuff, and he has a connection to a lot of the Westies. He has a connection to the brother-sisters. He now has a connection potentially to a death like Saz. Raises huge red flags overall in terms of everything coming together and everything connecting. And Only Murders in the Building does very, very well for me when things start connecting and looking through. I still have my eye on the writer here. Gives a little bit nervous ticks here and there. I wouldn't surprise me if we were given a very positive centric, he's not a suspect centric episode last week, and he becomes more of a potential killer. Maybe he is a student of Dudanoff that was jealous that the brother-sisters got, and he got kind of forgotten. There's still a chance of that, but who knows? Could Jan somehow be involved now that she's out and Detective Williams is consistently searching for her? Dudanoff could have been maybe one of her victims if she felt that, hey, he was coming after Charles, I need to get rid of him. And then there's always the chance that Dudanoff is not actually the one who, he didn't die fully. Maybe, with his one, arm or something, maybe a part of him got put in the incinerator. Maybe he's still alive out there. There's a lot of big missing threads here this episode, but man, did I love everything about it. I thought was like, we're going to lose Paul Rudd's character here because he got shot in the beginning as there was an assassination attempt on Oliver, but he's still going to be alive. I thought maybe this was a cut clean, get rid of the second person that helped him, get rid of the second person that helped and allow the new murder, to be solo focused. But again, this episode with all of Dudanoff connections, with Dudanoff potentially being dead, with the brother-sisters seemingly trying to be wiped clear. I don't know how wiped clear they are. I think there's still motive. They never really answered why their shoe print was found in the apartment at that time. Just a lot of major questions that can be asked. But this was just a fun episode of Only Murders. We got some great character moments. We got great just scenery in the Only Murders building. Solid acting scenes here and there. Really good fun comedy bits. And just the overall cinematography and the pacing of the episode just worked very, very well. The brother-sisters acting, whoever was acting for them was great. The producer trying to get everybody wrapped up and being like, hey, yeah, somebody almost got shot, but you know what? The show must go on. And Zach told us that. And you cut to Zach being like, she threatened me. She took me off my pain meds. She was threatening, all this stuff. So I had to say what I said. Great comedy bits. I just think this season is one of my favorites of the series so far. I am really confused on who the murderer could be. Could be one of the Westies. Could be the writer. Still could be the brother-sisters. Maybe Jan is involved somehow. I think it still could be a movie producer. There's so many questions that are being had. And this was a great episode to really make you realize, hey, the leads they were going down earlier weren't all great and all true. And the fact that the I'm watching you part kind of calls all the way back to season 1. I think this is intentional. I think the writers might be able to write this person as somebody that we know or somebody that has been around the show for a full, 3 seasons. I just think it's very exciting and very charming. And again, this episode was great. I love when shows take risks like this and go outside their norm and really deliver, I think, sometimes a very high quality episode. And Only Murders in the Building really delivers that this week. We have 4 episodes left. All of October leading up to Halloween, we got to figure out who murdered this person. Tell me in the comments down below your main suspects. And to end this out, thank you to anybody out there who subscribed during the Only Murders in the building videos, because I've hit my goal of over 500 subs for 2024 on the channel, and I want to keep making content like this, so keep putting your comments down below and tell me your murder suspects, and I can't wait to figure out next week what's going on, because I'll be watching them.